Hey Capricorn. All right. Anyone new to Opal Oracle, welcome. Anyone returning, welcome back. All right, Capricorn. This is your mid-month. You're the second sign. You come after Cancer, which actually is your opposite, huh? Interesting. For everyone, there's 3 words. Let's see what yours are. I heard frog. Energy. I'm sort of drawing a blank, but it's more of a, I forgot about the game. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you realize that like everything's been said. You have more pentacles on the board than anything, okay? More earth than anything. Then you have water, then you have 1 wand. Cancer also had this card. No swords, which kind of makes sense with the less communication, right? You have 2 8s atop of one another. This is in your soul position. This is in what you need. You also have this very interesting Taurus and then Scorpio. They're in opposite corners, 2 kings. Your mind's all wrapped up in something that your soul wants you to let go of. And your heart is, this is a lot of the masculine, okay? Your cardinal sign. The feminine is, and this King of Cups are just kind of like, whatever. I mean, they're serious a little bit, but they're kind of like, I heard you're going to get it together. Like, they already know what's going on, I guess, is the point. They already know what's going on. So they're just waiting for these infinity 8s to be somewhere else on the path. And then when they cross paths, but eventually this loop would sort of stop. And I actually see that because what you really want is some sort of emotional maturity. And people where that is lacking, you want people to work on it. You want people to, you want to see the results of that work. I heard in a way, some of you think you're like a holy roller or like a I heard high roller and then I heard holy roller and then I didn't remember where the term holy roller comes from. But I think it means, to me it means, I don't know, like, does it mean rich? I'm not really sure. But there's something about, because this and this are atop of one another, okay? This is your advice, this is your mind. Something about your independence. Something about your, again, untangling. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, okay? I know you can run to the top of the hill really fast, but not everybody else can do that, right? We each have our own ability of being able to attain what it is, the ultimate peak of something, in accordance to who we innately are, what we practice at, right? So you wanting to expedite a process, because you have all kings and queens here, it's like you're at the pinnacle, you're at the top of the mountain. Well, your heart is like, well, you got to come on down the mountain a little bit so that you can reach the ground and go through this soul journey, right? So you can really be pleased within your mind, within you and your environment, the intricacies of how you connect to yourself to the physical world by means of your psyche, if that makes sense, if you're following me here. You and Taurus have been having a strange, like, connection. I'm sure it's something astrological. I usually pick up on that, but I'm not an astrologer. I mean, I like it, but I'm learning, you know, again. But I know in a way you're kind of always worried about money, right? Even if you have like a whole bunch of it, you're still always concerned about, you gotta have, all, like, your mind's like, I need the King of Pentacles bank account. I need the King of Pentacles stability. I need the King of Pentacles for this, for that. This is the pinnacle of the pentacles, right? But your advice is like, why do you need that much? Not to say that you need to have less than anyone or be stuck anywhere, but this is your advice. Think of those less fortunate than you, right? Think about how fortunate you are. Think about the times when you did have it real rough. Even if that rough was a little fluffier than what other people would see as rough, but that's not the point. To each Scorpio knows, to each person's river, and I heard river Styx, each person's river is its own depth. The heaviness that people carry in their hearts can only be judged when we die. Okay? But we can figure that out each and every day until we die in hopes that it can weigh as light as a feather, right? But only we can do that. And I know in a way that you know that too. And that is what you want. You see, for a lot of you, you do have a soul connection to Scorpio. But you still love a Leo, or you still love fire. You have strong soul connections to water, and you're intellectually stimulated by earth. But there is something here about money that's overwhelming and unnecessary. Yeah, Mother Nature doesn't need any money. Rabbits don't wear backpacks and armadillos don't pay taxes, okay? That's not the point of life. If you die tomorrow, it doesn't matter what kind of pillows you had. You okay, baby? You know, it's so important, Capricorn, to use your muscles, okay? Your mental muscles, your physical muscles, your emotional muscles. How do we deal with all these situations, okay? It becomes atrophied, right? You have to use things. You have to extend things and then retract them, right? If we just ignore things, it does not go away, okay? I think it's very interesting that this is really about money. Like, well, what does money bring, though? Stability. And when you don't have money, what happens? When you feel a scarcity of it, you get nervous, right? But the only reason why that scarcity is coming, or I'll take that back, it's not scarcity, it's a mentality of a scarcity. You're not homeless, and even if you are, there's like a street outreach. You know what I mean? You're probably just not asking for help the way that you could. When we feel a lack of something, it's just because we don't know how to ask for what it is that we need. And we're also not being appreciative of something in some way or another. But beyond all that, when we feel like there's a lack or something is being taken away from us in some way, even if it's just emotionally, right? We're like, but we have less than now, and I don't want less than. I don't want to feel empty. Well, you have to invest to have more, whether that is emotionally or financially. And right now, you have an opportunity to try something completely new that's more expansive, okay? It's those lessons come in life. So we could release ourselves from the prisons, because God was sick of us like sitting in that prison when we had the key the whole time in our pocket. He's only going to let us suffer so long. Okay? I mean, on the advice, well, this is the clarifier on the 5 pentacles. So your 5 doubles. Then we make the 10. Life is short. Enjoy it. It doesn't matter about money. It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter about your house, like what it looks like. It doesn't matter about any of that shit. It really doesn't. It's about who's around you that loves you. What is it that you're working on that makes you feel good? How appreciative are you of every day? How much do you love being alive? Because you have more than you know. You have life, right? Think about that. What is the price for your life? I know a lot of people who, in essence, have sold their souls. I've seen it. I see it every day, actually, particularly on the internet. And it's kind of sad. You can always tell when the ego is doing something, and it's sad. You know? That's why we go and kill people. Or spray chemtrails, or poison the water. You know? We have to be bigger than our bank accounts. You know? What is the moon was out yesterday during the day. It was shaped like that up in the sky, that angle. It's interesting too, if you watch it, by the time nighttime comes, it actually turns its position. And there was something in the beginning of this too, because the sun's actually setting in a way, and it's the time when like there is a lot of shadow and light at the same time. And so therefore there is a balance, right? But there's also a little bit of fear because it's getting into twilight. And twilight really is a precarious perch to reality, right? Which side are we on? Which way are we going? You know, it's like the crossroads of the infinity. Swimming underwater, which way is up? And, you know, during this time also, I've been meditating a lot and hearing a lot about judgments, right? About just the word judgment overall. And I guess astrologically it can also be explained in that way. But this, in a way, is also judgments. So it's about dropping your judgments of your own lack mentality, that you don't have enough, that you're not good enough, that you could never do it, all that jazz, right out of here. You definitely, if you know in your mind you're the King of Pentacles, then you can do anything, right? But it's okay to go into that world and be like, well, why do I think that sometimes? Where did I get that? Where did I get that from? Where did that really all start? And once you put in the effort to working on whatever those are, judgments of yourselves or of other people, and then walking away from them and understanding them and walking away from them, because that's emotionally mature to do. Okay? Because you're learning how to express yourself better. Well, good. You know, you have Saturn in the first house of you, of self. Saturn is like, we can play any game that you want, but you better abide by those rules. You make the rules. You break the rules, then you're punished for them. You can be anybody that you want, but you're not allowed to be who you were. Does that make sense? You can be anybody that you want, but you can't be who you were before. I want to see for fun. And what happens? Shit. Last one, huh? Keep an open mind, would ya? About how fun this life is. About how great it can be. Somebody has a judgment about you, you have one about somebody else, something like that. Why is that? Why are they guilty? Why are they innocent? But more importantly, it's about the guilty, because if we're going around trying to be the judge, no. There's only one judge. And it's beyond our grasp. So let's get real here. Very interesting. Thank you for that reading, Capricorn. Well, I do love you so much, and I really hope that this helps. You're a great big support of this channel, and I really appreciate it. And I know I don't sugarcoat anything or make it about some surface situation. I just can't roll with the ego. I'm not saying I don't battle with my own ego. Everybody does. I'm just saying that we can't change the world unless we've changed ourselves. And I'm glad that you're being one of the biggest viewers of this channel since pretty much it began. Goes to show that you are doing a really great job as a cardinal sign, whether you realize it or not, showing the world like, yeah, this is how I tame myself. You're the devil card, right? This is how I tame my fear. It takes a lot of work to train a horse. Okay? So thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. You can be anyone that you want. You just can't be who you were before. I like that. Thanks for the inspiration. Take care.